Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here today. So, today we are going to get the multiplayer overview for Halo Infinite. Something that we've all been waiting for a very, very long time. Hopefully, everything works out here with the streaming. And we'll get a good look, get some customization. But yeah, it's exciting. We're finally going to get to see exactly what this is going to look like, hopefully outside of just a very, very inappropriately short multiplayer trailer jammed into the middle of the Xbox premiere video. I don't know, it was just very weird to me, personally. And we're just waiting on 343 to get it started, really. Hope everybody's having a good morning, enjoying the press conferences and all that good stuff. And yes, I am wearing a PlayStation shirt for this. Just rolled out of bed, poured some coffee. So hopefully this hopefully this isn't I don't know, as much as a letdown as yesterday was personally for me. All right, should be starting here. Should be starting here any moment. Here we go. We're in the official countdown now. Alright, we're almost there. We're getting close.
Just the feeling of like being in a firefight and hearing the click of the gun, throwing it down, grabbing one off the wall.
So my gunner's upside down and he's like laying in. I see kill assist, kill assist, kill assist.
Any pistol across any of the games. Whatever gun allows me to feel the most like John Wick, I am there.
Remember how excited I was with like this big combat with vehicles going all over the place.
Halo means something different for everyone, right? I think that's what makes Halo great.
What is Halo multiplayer? And for me, it boils down to this tight arena-style combat and big team battle, this wide open, vehicle-infused kind of combat. We're taking that awesome legacy or classic Halo combat experience and modernizing it in ways that'll feel fresh to old players and really exciting to new players. We're gonna give you great ways to customize your Spartan, really make your super soldier your own, and we're kicking off a journey, an experience that's gonna evolve month to month, season to season, year after year.
For me, working through this multiplayer of this game, and the toughest challenge I think was really about how do we respect the legacy of what came before us, but still build something that feels new.
We've tried to bring all these elements of legacy and really inject them into Halo Infinite. Not just like in a way where you kind of won't notice it, where you feel like, oh, they really designed this to be a celebration of previous Halo, as well as an iteration of where Halo can go next. The vision of Arena was all about a tight experience. It was all about being fair. It was all about earning everything on the map, earning everything, every kill you get.
Going back to like what is the core foundation of what made
this looks really
Halo
good.
Multiplayer arena matches great. Halo, it's really about fair and balanced starts, so everybody's on equal footing when they come off the rip. And then once they start running around, it's about scavenging, it's about finding new toys and kind of developing your playstyle as you run through the match.
What makes Halo feel like Halo? I feel like the answer to that question is the sandbox. Like, the sandbox is Halo.
When we set out to look at Halo Infinite from a high level
this guy.
and the direction of what it is, there's lots of exciting things there because we really wanted to push what are the things that are true to Halo, but what are the things that fans haven't seen yet.
Equipment is back, but equipment is kind of has a bigger voice than ever before. We ask questions to ourselves of, if you could go after, a power weapon to get a bunch of kills, would you do that? Or could you go and get grapple to make sure that you swing yourself to the other side of a map to back cap a stronghold? We saw it as like another avenue of not just skill expression, but tactics for teams to coordinate around.
The exciting combinatory nature of, this toy plus this toy and how those interact with
Oh
each other is
no.
Looking at how the power-ups play, like your classic power-ups like the overshield and the active camouflage. For this title, what we're looking at, what we're excited for, is you pick that up and you choose when you activate it. It goes into your inventory. If you haven't used it and someone kills you in multiplayer, you drop that overshield and then they can take it, use it for themselves. That to me is very legacy, but we took the equipment side of it and modernized it. When it comes to the vehicles, we went in and decided to invest a lot in the systems. When I take damage in my Warthog, my wheels can get blown off, my hood can get blown off. There's different aspects of the vehicle that change how my vehicle handles now. And that's something that's brand new.
The other thing we added to that is like this doomsday mechanic. So when you hit this threshold, the vehicle catches fire, and it's very much, you've got a certain amount of health or a certain amount of time, and you gotta choose what you wanna do with the last minutes of this vehicle.
We've got a cousin to the Warthog, which is the Razorback.
The back has this like multi-storage compartment that you can put a lot of stuff into. So if you want to put like detached turrets, power weapons, fusion coils, objectives, and that is what really made the Razorback kick a lot of butt in MP and campaign.
The levels
define pace for the game, how frantic it is, and they define that iconic fantasy for players as they're entering that match. What do they want to do? What type of experience are they hoping to have? What kind of combat, what kind of dance floor is there available to have that combat in?
For me, BTV is all about experiencing the full extent of the sandbox of Halo in just one match, right? Like you see the vehicles, the weapons, the equipment.
We really wanted to take that kind of concept, those feels you had, playing the previous games, and just turn the volume up. Vehicles are no longer just spawning at bases anymore. We have Pelicans delivering them, and we have a commander in your ear telling you that Pelicans are going to be dropping off these vehicles.
Scorpion tank is inbound.
We have Halo 2 style Delta Halo mission weapon pods that fall from the sky to resupply the field.
That's where it makes it feel like a real battlefield, and it's very exciting.
This is not just more players, this is just a certain beautiful slice of sci-fi chaos.
The announcer is your big gameplay moments, your game modes, just like the way it was before. Personal AI is really a reflection and information for the player.
Personal AI, designation button.
So if a player grabs a flag, your personal AI is going to tell you to, get that thing back to base and give you some moment-to-moment updates.
Our team took the enemy flag.
What if we can let players choose their own AI, and each one of those are different voices, so that players can find the one that fits their personality and their mood the best?
They add to the sense of me as a Spartan being more important, and for us in multiplayer it is really about becoming a Spartan. Your Spartan. You are you inside of the Halo universe.
The body of customization content that we have on day one ensures that there will be millions of customization combinations for Spartans on the battlefield. That includes things like armor coatings, armor emblems, various armor effects, down to the individual armor pieces. So your shoulders, your gloves, your knee pads, your helmet, your visor, your helmet attachments. Then you look at weapons, and we've got a whole slew of customization offerings there. Vehicles have a huge pool of customizations too. We support customization in the game. Players can do the same thing on HaloWaypoint.com as well as the Halo Waypoint app.
The player also customizes the Spartan, the soldier inside the suit. We want the Spartan to represent the player as much as possible. They can change their body type and their voice, as well as choose prosthetics for the first time.
Coatings offer us a unique opportunity to craft some hyper-polished looks and let you express yourselves in ways you've never been able to before. So we're coming at this from a player-first mentality. So what that means is that there's no random loot in this. There's no loot boxes. It's very important to us that everyone understands exactly how they unlock customization content. And we have a variety of places where they can do that. First off is the Battle Pass.
The Halo Battle Pass will never be taken away from you. And what I mean by that is once you buy it, it's yours and does not expire.
Oh,
In future
wow.
seasons, you can purchase old Battle Passes as well as the current Battle Pass and choose which
That's
your progression.
really good.
All of these rewards are single source, so you're never going to be confused about where things come from. If you can unlock something in the Battle Pass, we're not going to let any other players circumvent that by purchasing it out of the storefront.
A lot of our stuff is unlocked through playing the game and only through playing the game.
Oh,
All
that's
customization
great.
is just cosmetic.
Every season will have its own theme and introduce new components, new looks, new gameplay for players, new opportunities.
Oh, that's
going to
be
collect
huge.
cool rewards. We've seen the Samurai already. That's one of our event armor cores, and that's going to be something that players can earn through gameplay for free.
That's good.
Play for the multiplayer.
That's really
That's a
good.
big goal because how do we have a way we can always bring players in, right? And they can, when we have a new update, they'll just dip their toes in if they even just want to see it.
Not only are we free to play, but we're free to play on PC as well as console. And what that means is we're able to get the biggest audience we've ever had. Everybody gets to play with no barriers. And even better, your progression carries from one platform to the next.
Getting our game to be on PC and console at the same time is an amazing chance for us to really just kind of excite new players about the game. How can we do things like make cross-play interesting, and even in just customs, being able to just play with your friends. That some people have PCs and some people have consoles, and let them talk to each other, let them be friends.
Why are you here?
to be a Spartan.
So Academy is a place that you can go within MP to kind of onboard into the experience. It's great for newer players who are still picking up the controls and also people who want to warm up before they head into matchmaking. It's a series of experiences, both a tutorial to get started for the first time, weapon drills to practice with specific items, and also training mode that you can use to just get warm, explore the game as you want to.
For players who are new to Halo, let's help them learn what this universe is about. Some of these characters, what are they about? And help them kind of know the vocabulary that people have been speaking for now almost 20 years, so that when they come in there, they don't feel like they're behind everyone else. They can kind of come in on an even footing.
I mean, I'm super jazzed about bots. I think they're awesome. Our goal with bots
Yes.
is to have
Yes.
a variety of difficulties that kind of provide a good training partner for wherever you're at in the experience.
Partnering with our players on
please
the
come to
road
MCC.
launch and after launch is absolutely critical, right?
I mean, Halo's always been about the community conversation.
We want to make sure we hear our players, make changes where we can based on that feedback, make sure the game is ready for launch, and then even beyond launch.
What I'm genuinely excited about is taking the game out of our hands and putting it into the community's hands. You know, whether it's seeing what people make in Forge or the content that they're able to create with theater, watching streamers go after the game.
To get involved, you go to haloinsider.com, put in your info with your gamer tag, and we should be able to reach out to you if we want to invite you to a Halo Infinite flight.
We feel like we've got a pretty good selection at launch and what's going to be there for our fans. And this isn't going to be something that is just a static set of items. We have some new stuff in the works already, and just can't wait to really get into that as soon as this game comes out.
New maps, new modes, new ways to customize your Spartan. Launch is just the beginning. Now we're just going to be able to talk, interact more frequently, and that's just going to be great. That is the future of Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Thank you to the community for all their feedback over the years so far.
I told you guys,
And,
I
I'm
told
looking
you
forward to the road
that
to launch itself,
the
and
MCC was going to be a test. All right, so let's go back here and look at a couple of things real quick. Some things that just have me concerned, I don't know if we'll be able to find it right off the bat, is it looks like a lot of these weapons still have aim down sights that they're not showing.
Components, new looks.
Let's turn that down. They just showed it. Let's see if we can find it. Now this is a pretty big deal. Having multiplayer bots in the game is something to me that is huge. They talked about it a little bit in MCC. I'm hoping they put them into the MCC. That is a big deal, I think. Aside from just being able to learn how to play, it also, as long as this stuff functions offline, it ensures the longevity of the game and that every game type and multiplayer mode is playable if you can just fill it with AI bots. That is something that is important. Now they have here, at some point, it's after this. At some point, you can see them zoom in with the assault rifle. Now, that has me, like I said, that has me a little bit concerned just because I don't feel that every weapon has to have an aim down sights like mode. They've shown it with weapons that have scopes, which again, that makes sense right here, right there, right there. Let's get past this guy here. Right here. Right here. Unless it is a weapon pickup that they have, the game now has, again, aiming down sights, sort of. I forget what they called it. I think they called it Smart Link in the universe. But I mean, again, not every weapon really needs to have something like this. I don't know. It makes sense for me with, like I said, weapons that have scopes, the battle rifle. I forget what the heavy assault rifle type machine gun is. That makes sense. Maybe the pistol, sure, sniper, and, anything that has a scope on it, that to me makes sense. But I don't know. I don't see the need for it to be on every weapon. That was one of my big critiques of Halo 5, was that every weapon had a name down sights, and that doesn't, not every weapon needed it. But this looks fantastically good. I'm going to pull up the multiplayer trailer that we have here. I have that downloaded and everything. And let's get this in, because I wanted to look at this and go through this kind of frame by frame as well. Oh, that's not it. Here we go. This, of course, is the Academy. Now, I'm looking at this map. This is very New Mombasa feeling from Halo 2. Of course, there's still no dual wielding. But yeah, the level of detail that they're showing here on this stuff is really, really good. I didn't have an issue with the graphics last year in July when they showed off a bunch of stuff. That to me was just people being really nitpicky. Yeah, this is the gun here. This is what I was talking about. This has a scope. It makes, or at least like a sight on it, so it makes sense. And I'm wondering what the different types of controls are going to be as well, because in the July reveal for the campaign, the controls that they showed looked a lot like Halo 3. You had the RB button was for reloading, and it had the left trigger for throwing grenades. So, when people were playing on with the controller, they were set up a lot like Halo 3, but it still seems like they're going to have some functions maybe from Halo 5 carryover when it comes to the controls. I mean, obviously, they don't have Spartan abilities. Spartan Charge is gone. Ground Pounding is gone. Mansling and Slide are still there, but that seems to really be it. Which, again, is something that is, that's good. That's where a lot of the Halo community wanted the game to go. This, of course, it's some kind of equipment that sets out a pulse, lets you see your enemies. I'm assuming this is probably a free-for-all match. I do like the ability that guy had spoke about, saying that that when you pick up a power-up, it's up to you when you want to use it. You just don't automatically use the overshield, or you don't automatically use the like the stealth camo or other things that they're going to have. And this is really cool. There's going to be so many people on YouTube that run that. One thing, though, that has me kind of wondering about it is the fact that right there he hit that guy in the back, and he didn't go into an assassination animation immediately. Now, I remember in Halo 5, they had it so that you could turn that on or off, whether you wanted to have that animation play, so maybe it's just off. Hopefully they didn't take it out of the game completely. You got this gun here. Looks like a Forerunner gun, so, I mean, they have a little bit of a preview of that there. Brute Hammer is back, of course, with the Brutes. This is something that's pretty cool. It's like a reflective thing, like a shield almost. And he got hit with his own plasma rifle. And then they switched here, of course, over to the battle rifle, and he's a one-shot, so he's gone. The weapons look, I would say, like, consistently better than they did back in July when they originally showed it in July. I'm going to end up doing another video here eventually covering the like the differences with the weapons and everything. Hey there, Death Trooper. You don't like the equipment? I mean, yeah, I know. I know you. Halo 3 is not a game that I remember hearing you say that you liked a whole lot. So, I'm sure though that they're gonna have playlists, at least maybe not from the beginning, but at some point where it's just, you know, no equipment, more of a arena type thing. And it's possible too that they might not have any of that in the actual like ranked playlists, but we'll find out more from that later. The targeting reticule is different in this than it is in the video that they just shown, which is a little bit weird. Maybe the UI is still in flux. We still don't have a release date. Hey there, Razor's Edge. Welcome into the stream here. This is the multiplayer trailer from yesterday that they shown during the press conference. We're just kind of going over it and talking about, giving my thoughts on certain things. Talking about the battle rifle right here. This looks almost 100% different than the one that they showed last year for just a brief snippet in the campaign trailer. So, I mean, graphics have definitely improved a whole lot better here. This is the little AI that they've talked about, of course. This is a pretty big map. I'm assuming this is their Big Team Battle 2.0 type of thing. And this is the new Brute, like, Spiker. I can't remember any of the name for these new weapons that they've shown. I'm going to be hella pissed when someone has a rocket and is grappling around like TF2. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm assuming that's probably why they have sprint still in the game. You're going to be able to sprint around at least. And from the looks of it, in some of the levels, they look like they have the man cannons, so you're going to be able to get across the map pretty consistently, in most of them anyway, I think. This, of course, is something that is going to be making tons of YouTube clips. But yeah, they got the man cannons here. Ghosts. Everything's all red and black now, which I really like. I like the red and black. I'll miss the purple from the Covenant, but... And then, of course, you got the sniper rifle, I think. And one of the cool things, of course, tons of multiplayer games do this now. You get the light glint off the sniper scope to let you know that you're being sized up in the guy's scope. This has me a little bit worried with the time to kill here, because unless this is just cut for the trailer, the time to kill in this game does seem to be like really quick, like Halo 5-ish type of quick. Because I don't know... Let's see here. So this guy on the left gets shot. He doesn't have his shield. You can see that with like the shield crackle. So he's just a one shot. And yeah, there he goes. That guy gets shot with a power weapon. Now, the guy that runs in off screen, I don't know what like the shield status is. So maybe his shields are already low. But this weapon, if it's not, chews through the shields really quick. He looks like he's got a full shield. Yeah, that's really quick. I mean, they have announced recently that the battle passes that you buy don't ever expire, which is huge. You can go back and pick up previous battle passes and play through that. That's awesome. Like, it really is. I know where that came from. Got the mongoose here. More customization, which looks really cool. And of course, yeah, the samurai armor, which is going to be something that I feel everybody's going to wear once they get it. This is the new model of the sidekick. It kind of looks more Halo-esque, but it doesn't really look all that different to me. You get the bulldog. And then you got your final chop there, which is pretty cool. I hope they make it more easier to get 1v2 people, since there is nothing you can do if a second comes in and just shoots you once you're dead. Yeah, I mean, team shotting and everything has always been a thing. But yeah, the time to kill, though, it looks pretty small. Wonder if you can beat people to death with their own skull. That should be impossible, right? But But yeah, here, I don't know. I don't know what time you guys popped in or not, but yeah, looking at this, he's zoomed in. He's got his scope in with this gun, and I don't know. Like I've said before, to me, I really don't think that you need a scope on every weapon, or at least a zoom in on every weapon. Let's go ahead and pull this back from the beginning, because I kind of want to go through this here too and talk about some things. I've got it muted now, so... But yeah, this beginning is honestly, I see this and I get a lot of like a Halo 5 and a Halo Reach and a Halo 3 hybrid. It's like they've kind of worked everything from those games all into one, which again, I kind of like what I see. I'm going to reserve judgment until they start putting out flights. But like these one-on-one duels all look They look pretty good. Shotgun, of course, is always going to be overpowerful. This pistol looks like it's going to be pretty neat. It looks like it's going to function a lot like probably how the Halo 5 pistol functions, I imagine, just from this little clip right here. The theater mode, which is obviously where they're capturing all of this, seems like it actually functions as well. The theater mode was pretty broken in Halo 5 when that originally had launched. Got Joseph Staten in the beginning talking about the tenants and what he feels like. And it seems very... Here, we'll turn it up a little bit.
As well as an iteration of where Halo can go next.
But yeah, the red versus blue is obviously gone. That's something that's kind of sad to me personally. Red versus blue was always fun. The one thing that I'm worried about with this is that it's going to have a problem, and maybe this is just an issue that I face. I play Call of Duty, and I'll play Team Deathmatch. I usually don't play free-for-all unless the maps are really good. But Team Deathmatch is kind of where it's at for me. And there's a good majority of the time where, to me, it's kind of difficult to actually know who is on the enemy team. I run into this a lot personally where, yeah, like, I'll be running either around someone or with someone, and then they'll kill me, and I'm like, oh, like, I thought that was part of my team.
Every kill you get,
I'm really worried that that's going to be the case for Halo Infinite here. But yeah, the sidekick looks like it's going to be a lot like the Gunfighter Magnum, which is cool. I like that gun. I've actually recently re-downloaded Halo 5. I might end up playing that just to kind of, I don't know, not get familiar with it, but, you know, I want to get in and
the answer to that question is
just kind of be able to compare and contrast.
When we set out to look at Halo Infinite from a high level and the direction of what it is,
skip past this guy.
Has a bigger voice than ever before. We ask questions to our go and get grapple to make sure that you swing your...
Yeah, this grapple hook looks pretty cool, I gotta be honest.
We saw it as like another avenue of not just...
They're not showing any of the heads-up display, though, which to me is a bit irritating. Like, I want the heads-up display, yeah, and they show them zoomed in right there again.
Super amazing.
Looking at how the power-ups play, like your classic power-ups, like the overshield and the active camouflage, for this title...
The one thing I will say, let's go back in here. I don't know if you guys can tell with the way the video is kind of choppy right here. No, zoom back in. All of these enemies all have a red outline around them. So what I had just been speaking about earlier about not being able to tell who is on your team and who's not, I think that seems to be remedied here with them having like a red kind of hue and a red outline around it. It does though, like how much is that red going to be taking away from how the customization looks though? I don't know if you guys can see my mouse moving around here, but yeah, these enemies here, they all have a red outline on them. You can disable seeing the blue icon through walls in Cold War. I only mistaken an enemy for a teammate once. Yeah, I mean that's a me problem. I very much understand that.
Like your classic power-ups, like the overshield and the active camouflage. For this title, what we're looking at, what we're excited for, is you pick that up and you choose when you activate.
It might be
goes
like
into your
TF2 where the
inventory.
enemies
If
will be
you don't
outlined.
use
Yeah,
it,
that's what I
someone
see.
kills you in multiplayer, you drop that overshield, and then they could take it, use it for themselves. That to me is very legacy, but we took the
Ugh,
equipment side of
the
it.
quality of this video.
When it comes to the vehicles, we went in and decided to invest a lot in
The fact that too here he's talking about vehicles and everything, this is actually pretty cool. They show that, like, how do you think that's gonna handle here? They've got the vehicle with no wheel on it and the guy on the back shooting. Like, I don't know. It looks like it drives better than it should to me, but I will find out exactly how the vehicles perform once they've been shot and have lost some things.
So when you hit this threshold, the vehicle catches fire, and it's very much, you've got a certain amount of health or a certain amount of time, and you got to choose what you want to do with the last.
This is pretty cool though. The vehicle destruction in it. And this is pretty neat too. Being able to have a vehicle that you can store stuff on. I mean, they, in this little clip here, they talk about putting weapons and objectives, so you'd be able to actually stick the flag in the back of the vehicle and then take off and have, you know, full control. I'm assuming the people sitting on the side shooting and everything. Hey, there's maybe Scruffers. Yeah, something tells me they're not gonna have enough time to worry about being able to fix any of the the flat tires.
Compartment that you can put a lot of stuff into. So if you want to put like detached turrets, power weapons, fusion coils, objectives, and that is what really making.
Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty sweet vehicle.
The levels define pace for the game, how frantic it is, and they define that iconic.
But yeah, a lot of the times here showing
what do they want to do?
These like one-on-one confrontations, it's very I don't know if it's just because of the look and the weapons, but it feels very Halo Reach.
For me, BTB is all about experiencing.
Even the art style to me seems more Reach than anything else.
Just one match, right? Like you see the vehicles, the weapons,
which could kind of be maybe done on purpose with the way that they released Halo Reach on PC first. Might be an indication as to why they went that way with Reach.
Pelicans delivering them, and we have a commander in your ear telling you that Pelicans are going to be dropping off these vehicles. We have Halo 2 style Delta Halo mission weapon.
Yeah, I'm a lot more optimistic for this than I was yesterday.
Where it makes it feel like a real battlefield, and it's very exciting.
This is not just more players. This is.
And they're showing the bigger maps and everything.
Beautiful slice of sci-fi chaos.
Now
this is what's pretty cool here. Turn this up here.
It's your game modes, just like the way it was before. Personal AI is really a reflection and information for the player.
They've turned the announcer
player
into
grabs
a
the
character
flag,
now,
your
which is
personal
pretty
AI
neat.
is going to tell you to, get that thing back to base and give you some like moment-to-moment updates.
Our team took the enemy flag.
What if we can let play?
I just, they have the HUD shut off here with the theater mode, which I don't understand why. Maybe it's to get a better look at things, but I really would like to see the heads-up display here and how they have it arranged and just what it looks like.
Players choose their own AI, and each one of those are different voices, so that players can find the one that fits their personality and their mood the best.
They add the sense of like me as a Spartan being more important, and for us in multiplayer, it is really about becoming a Spartan. Your Spartan. You are
the
you
one thing too,
inside
though,
of
that
Halo
they haven't
universe.
really mentioned.
The body of
All right, hold on. Let's let
customization
this light up
content
here.
that we have on day one.
Okay, so looking here, you have knee pads, you have an armor core, which looks like legs. You've got the chest, you've got gloves, you've got assault rifle coating, you've got the visor, you've got a helmet, you've got helmet gear, you've got right shoulder, and you've got armor coating. I'm assuming for just the entire armor set here. This looks like, honestly, this to me looks like a Mass Effect skin because it's black and then they've got the red arm down the side here. I think they show the HUD for like a second after showing a match start. All right, well, we'll get there hopefully if we haven't already passed it up already. But yeah, this is, I mean, we'll have to see. The armor coatings we know cost at least what, $5-10. The actual armor, though, is all unlocked through gameplay. At least that's how I understood it, through the season pass that they have. And being able to go back and purchase previous season's pass, and that the season pass that you buy never expires, that to me really, I don't know, that I like it for one. That's huge. And I've said this before in previous videos that, like, Halo, with the MCC, they're testing things out. Putting in those seasons for the MCC, they're giving us them for free right now, obviously. But those never expire either, which, again, I can't express in words right now, like, how much of a good thing that is.
Ensures that there will be millions of customization combinations for Spartans on the battlefield.
Millions of customization options, and they're just going to put out probably as many seasons as possible with the game. They want this game to last for 10 years, so don't you dare remove my... You can't change the armor core, so can I use Mark 5, Mark 6? The armor core, I don't know exactly what that's referring to. I'm assuming maybe the undersuit? So I don't see why. I mean, right now they let you change the armor, like the undersuit in Halo with the MCC. So I'm not exactly sure what the armor core is referring to, because before it was pointed to like the leg, but now it's kind of pointed back to the hip. I mean, the game's not going to be for everybody.
Things like armor coatings, armor emblems.
I'm surprised they still haven't given us a release date. Like, that's the biggest thing to me is, how do they still not have a release date? Yeah, and then here we got the sidekick on the left here, on the right.
Gloves, your knee pads, your helmet, your
I mean, the
visor,
graphics look way better than what I assumed
then
they
you
were
look at
going to.
weapons, and we've got a whole slew of customization offerings there.
What do we've got here? The screen here, we've got play, customize, community, and shop. Yep, of course there's a shop. Community. I'm assuming that's maybe going to be Forge and maybe Theater mode here. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, we've got the armor hall, weapons bench, vehicle bay, body and AI presentation.
There.
It says it had reveal down in the lower corner.
Have a huge pool of customization.
The HUD, it's at 22.6. Oh, geez, that's way back. We'll go through that here in a minute.
We support customization in the game. Players can do the same thing on...
This is pretty cool, being able to give you the option with your mobile to customize the Spartan. I didn't even know Halo Waypoint as an app existed.
As well as the Halo Waypoint app.
The player also customizes the Spartan, the soldier inside the suit.
I mean, it looks really good to me. I want to know, though, what console is it running on? Is it running on...
And their voice, as well as choose...
The,
prosthetics for the first time.
Oh, yeah, being able to have the prosthetic arms. He's saying for the first time. I don't think that's accurate, since Reach gave you the ability to have prosthetic arms. I mean, that's just... I don't think that's just simply not true.
Coatings offer us a unique opportunity to craft some hyper-polished looks and let you express yourselves in ways.
But yeah, I want to know what this is running on. Is this on the One X? Is this on PC?
So what that means is that there's no random loot in this. There's no loot boxes. It's very important to us that
yeah, and here's the targeting reticule.
Everyone understands.
Oh, popped out there.
There's no random loot in this. There's no loot boxes. It's
the
very
targeting reticule is more classic here. Earlier in this video, they show or no, not in this video. It's in the multiplayer reveal from yesterday. On the timestamp is from not the premiere. It has better quality. All right. Well, let's see if we can't pull that one over then. Yeah, we'll do it live. $226, you said. Oh yeah, this looks way better. And you are right. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, the HUD looks pretty similar to what we've seen in previous. You have to pay for the battle pass IDK if it's with real money or not. I'm going to assume that it is. They even say when you buy the battle pass, and I mean they got to support the game somehow with, with money. So I'm assuming they're gonna have a battle pass for obviously for every season. I'm hoping though that it's not ridiculously priced. Like $10 is pretty much the standard now, for what it is. So I would really hate to see them charge like $20 for it. But since the multiplayer is free, they're selling the campaign, I'm assuming for $60. But yeah, here's a much better version here. But yeah, I see that here. It doesn't look bad. I don't know. Yeah, maybe they just don't have it in the other parts of the trailer just to show off more of the game, I guess. But yeah, let's hit back. Where were we? We were in the customization area.
Been able to before. So we're coming at this from a player-first mentality. So what that means is that there's no random.
I mean, it is a very good-looking
no
game, and again, yeah, I really want to
know. It's
know.
very important to us that everyone
I really want
understands
to know
exactly
what
how they unlock customization.
console they're showing
means
this
is that
on.
Player-first mentality. So what that means is that
With the battle
there's no
rifle,
random
too.
loot.
The
in
battle
this. There's no
rifle
loot boxes. It's very important to us.
It doesn't
that
look like it
everyone
has
understands
any
exactly
recoil
how
on
they
the actual
unlock
accuracy of the
customization
weapon.
content. And we have a variety of places where they can do that. First off is the Battle Pass.
The Halo Battle Pass will never be taken away from you. And what I mean by that is once you buy it, it's yours and does not expire.
That's huge.
In future seasons,
That really
you can
is.
purchase old Battle Passes as well as the current Battle Pass and choose which Battle Pass to put your progression towards.
That's
All of these
really
rewards are
cool.
single source.
That's really cool. I mean, honestly, that's huge. Being able to keep every season that you buy and work towards it at your own pace.
So you're never going to be confused about where things come from. If you can unlock something in the Battle Pass, we're not going to let any other players circumvent that by purchasing it out of the storefront.
A lot of our
And that's another huge thing here. Anything that they put in the Battle Pass, they're not going to let people just buy. I mean, obviously that is even to their own detriment. What I'm taking away from that, can you get the Battle Pass by gathering leather? Maybe. But what I'm taking away from that is that they're not going to let you even pay to progress within the Battle Pass, which is, again, to their own detriment because, like Fortnite, Destiny, I'm pretty sure Destiny does, and like Call of Duty, all of those that have a Battle Pass in it, you can pay to progress through the Battle Pass. And from what I'm understanding, unless I'm not hearing it correctly, or unless I'm not understanding it correctly, they're just going to let you just play through it. You're not going to be able to pay to progress through it. And whatever's in the Battle Pass, they're not going to sell in the store. At least that's what I'm understanding.
our stuff is unlocked through playing the game and only through playing the game. All customization is just cosmetic.
All customization is just cosmetic. It says the idea of keeping your battle pass might mean you won't get premium currency from the passes. Probably going to have to pay for every season. Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I mean, from the sound of it, yeah, they're going to make you pay for certain armor coating colors and probably even armor sets themselves. But whatever's in the battle pass, and you assume it's going to be a 1 through 100 battle pass, you're earning everything, and you can not worry about that season stuff going away, which I'm at this point, I'm beating a dead horse with this, but that's a huge deal.
Every season will have its own theme and introduce new components, new looks, new gameplay for players, new opportunities to earn and collect cool rewards. We've seen the samurai already. That's one of our...
This looks really cool to me personally. It reminds me a lot of the Hayabusa armor. It just, you are right though, Death Trooper. For some reason, the extra ammo packs look like a low resolution texture. That could just be the video, or like a motion blur effect that they have on it, but yeah, it does look a little off.
Event armor cores, and that's going to be something that players can earn through gameplay for free.
With us going free to play for the multiplayer part of the game, like that was a big.
I hope the battle pass still progress, even though you don't have it like on Cold War where you get to tier 100, you can pay to get all the paid tiers. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming when they say you can't buy anything from the battle pass. That's what I'm assuming.
Goal, because how do we have a way we can always bring players in, right? And they can, when we have a new update, they'll just dip their toes in if they even just want to see it.
Not only are we free to play, but we're free to play on PC as well as console. And what that means is we're able to get the biggest audience we've ever had. Everybody gets to play with no barriers. And even better, your progression carries from one platform to the next.
Getting our game to be on PC and console at the same time is an amazing chance for us to really just kind of excite new players about the game.
They
How
took
can
the
we
ammo
do things
pouches
like
from
make
CEA
cross-play
Chief.
interesting, and like even in just customs, being able to just play with your friends. Like some people have PCs and
Yeah,
some people have consoles.
this is a
and,
pretty
like,
big deal
Let
here.
them talk to each other. Let them be friends.
Why are you here?
This to me is super important. I
Academy
covered
is
this a little bit
place that
earlier.
you can go with an MP to kind of onboard into the experience. It's great for newer players who are still picking up the controls, and also people who want to warm up before they head into matchmaking.
The
It's a
multiplayer
series of
academy
experiences,
is a huge,
both a tutorial to
thing.
get started for the first time, weapon drills to practice with specific items, and also training mode that you can use to just get warm, explore the game as you want to.
For players who are new to Halo, let's help them learn what this universe is about. Some of these characters, what are they about? And help them kind of know the vocabulary that people have been speaking for now almost 20 years, so that when they come in there, they don't feel like they're behind everyone else. They can kind of come in on an even footing.
I mean, I'm super jazzed about bots. I think they're awesome. Our goal with
Multiplayer
bots
bots
has been to
is huge. I talked about this a little bit earlier in stream. This is going to be amazing. Hopefully this isn't just in the training mode academy. I've been wanting multiplayer bots in Halo since Halo 2. This goes all the way back to games like Perfect Dark on the Nintendo 64 having bots in it. A ton of multiplayer games have a bot, like kind of training mode. They give you the whole access to everything in the multiplayer. Call of Duty and Gears are two of my favorites. And essentially, to me, what this does is it future-proofs the game. As long as the bots are available offline, and you're not required to be signed into any type of servers to use it, the bots will guarantee that your multiplayer game will never die. Not only with them maybe being able to add them into multiplayer, or it's like the online multiplayer, but let's say for some reason Xbox Live servers are down, or for any reason whatsoever you don't have access to internet. You can go into the game, you can load up any multiplayer mode, any mode, on any map, with any game type, and go in, fill out the bots, fill out their difficulty, and bam, there you go. There you go. You have the entire access of multiplayer. Now, the big deal is going to be is if this is available offline. Now, we know that they have a version of multiplayer bots in the MCC. They've talked about it on Halo Waypoint blogs with the bot icon that was, I think, leaked with the PC on Steam. People went into the files and found an icon for it. I hope that they add this to the MCC as well. Again, all of this, though, for me, being a big deal, is contingent on if it's available offline, which to me is an absolute must. It has to be. Excuse me, though. But here you've got, I'm assuming this is the maybe the amount of bots that they have available in here. You've got friendly bots, enemy bots, bot difficulty, which is set at Marine. Reveal enemy location, primary weapon, secondary weapon, excuse me, I don't know what's going on here. Grenade primary and grenade secondary. This is something that's new here as well. And then, of course, the equipment and everything.
have a variety of difficulties
Yeah,
that kind of provide a good training partner for wherever you're at in the experience.
It's always blown my mind as
Partnering
to
with
why
our
they haven't
players
had the bots in the game before when the difficulty already exists.
The road to launch and after launch is absolutely critical, right?
I mean, Halo's always been about the community conversation.
We want to make sure we hear our players, make changes where we can based on that feedback, make sure the game is ready for.
I hope the bots isn't going to be like the BO1 veteran bots where they have aimbot and it's obvious that the bots aren't brain dead. I mean, we'll find out, obviously. They have you being able to select the different difficulties, so you know, that seems to be able to, you know, it's going to have the different difficulties. I'm sure if you put them on legendary or mythic, if that is a selection that you can choose, that you know, then I'm sure they'll be really difficult and it'll seem like they have an aimbot, but
for launch, and
we'll
then
have
even
to
beyond
find
launch.
out.
What I'm genuinely excited about is taking the game out of our hands and putting it into the community.
That's another thing too here. I don't know if you guys can see it if I'm covering it up or if it disappears underneath the pause bar here. A lot of this stuff says pre-release. It doesn't say alpha. It doesn't say beta. It just says pre-release.
You know, whether it's seeing what people make in Forge or the content that they're able to create with theater, watching streamers go after the game.
To get involved, you go to haloinsider.com, put in your info with your gamer tag, and we should be able to reach out to you if we want to invite you to a Halo Infinite flight.
We feel like we've got a pretty good selection at launch and what's going to be there for our fans. And this isn't going to be something that is just a static set of items. We have some new stuff in the works already, and just can't wait to really get into that as soon as this game comes out.
New maps, new modes, new ways to customize your Spartan. Launch is just the beginning. Now we're just going to be able to talk, interact more frequently, and that's just going to be great. That is the future of Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Thank you to the community for all their feedback over the years so far, and I'm looking forward to the road to launch, launch itself, and beyond.
Yeah, this, honestly, I'm more excited than I was yesterday. I'm actually more excited than I was with the campaign reveal in July of last year. This is looking really good, personally. I really think that this looks really good. Yeah, I can't wait to get in on the flights. Hopefully those start soon. I can't believe they don't have a release date. I really can't believe that they don't have a release date for this. Like, that is more to me mind-boggling than anything. And the game was kind of secretly, I think, delayed again, like twice, because initially, when they delayed it last year, they delayed it to fall of 2021. And now when you look at it, it says holiday 2021. Now, personally, I've always assumed from the day that they said that this was delayed, I've always assumed that it's going to just release on Halo's 20th anniversary on November 15th. That, to me, just kind of seems like a no-brainer, personally. So fall and holiday, you know, they're kind of the same thing, but at the same time, they're not. But, yeah, and the fact that they don't have any dates attached to anything is kind of scary. Like, what if they delayed this game into, like, spring of 2022? I don't know. That's been a thought of mine as well, especially yesterday when they didn't have a date. And just for, like, posterity's sake, let's talk about the reveal from yesterday. The campaign stuff looks really cool. They really didn't show anything aside from maybe kind of very little story bits. But the one thing that they didn't... It was very weird to me, personally, because it was put in the very middle of the press conference, which it's on their thumbnail. Like, I'm surprised that it wasn't the closer or the opener. Like, that's what I expected. And I expected more than, like, 4.5 minutes of here's a weird campaign preview and a multiplayer tease. Like, I don't know. It was just very weird the way they handled it. There's another streamer and Halo content creator that I'm sure many of you guys probably know, Arash, if I'm pronouncing his name right. I follow him on Twitter, and one of the things that he mentioned was that it doesn't feel like Halo is Xbox's main thing anymore. It feels like Bethesda is their main thing now, which very well could be, but it was just very weird that they showed it the way they did. And actually, these are very Halo Reach inspired, obviously. I wanted to take a look at something because I just noticed something with this video playing in the background here. It looks like maybe, just maybe all the weapons have a slight zoom in on them. Because look here with the Needler. This has the Smart Scope zoom where it's zoomed in. You can see the little holographic icons on the side. I wonder if they just decided to take all of the weapons and just give them a slight zoom in, except for the ones that have scopes, which would maybe be a little more acceptable. But yeah, this here has a zoom in with the scope. And actually, pull it back just a little bit here. And pause. This kind of looks like the Halo Reach Needler too, personally, I think. But yeah, that's something that's a little new here. Hopefully, everything that they've shown looks pretty done. Hopefully, they aren't hiding the fact that they Halo 2'd the campaign. Does it descope when shot? That I don't know. That I haven't seen anything like that. I'm going to have to record this and then kind of go over it frame by frame in my video editor. Or maybe not frame by frame, but at least, section by section and look at some stuff here. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to leave it paused there. But yeah, I can't really tell. I can't really tell if he gets descoped or if it just unscopes on his own. But I'm very happy with what I've seen. Personally, I think it looks really good. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I'm gonna go through and analyze more of this stuff and maybe put out a video talking about it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna end the stream here right now. I'm gonna be actually back later tonight, and we'll be streaming MCC and talking about that. And probably gonna be talking a lot about Halo 5 during the stream as well. So keep an eye out for that, guys. I really do appreciate it. This stream's now been going for an hour, and we've been talking about a 15-minute video and a 2-minute trailer here as well. If you guys want to see my live reactions, that's in the very beginning of the video, the first 15 minutes. So go ahead and check that out. I appreciate everybody jumping in. I know that I've been very absent from the channel here, and that is due to a new job that I have, which is going to continue to keep me away from the channel. And I'm going to get into that more later in an announcement video talking about it and everything. I hate how they brought back the crappy 2000s ADS instead of the SmartLink. Yeah. But I'll be back tonight streaming. I've got a lot to talk about here for what the direction and the future of the channel is. So I hope you guys come back later tonight. We're going to be playing MCC either around 9:30 or 10 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys are still on or up, gonna want to go ahead and hop in and not miss this one, because there's going to be a lot of information in this one. But again, thank you all for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't yet already, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time tonight, guys, I hope to see you all later.